Okay, you could have just about any kind of bar chart thrown at you and expect to be asked to interpret it. For this particular one, these things are percentages of the population. Okay, so we've got religious affiliation. So this might be more normally shown in pie charts. That's how you'd normally show proportions of things. But we've been given these. So the block represents 100%. We can see the breakdown into different groups. Okay, so I think I know what I'm talking about. If you were going to do proportions of a whole, I would always suggest you did it on a bar chart. We've been given this to look at. So it's claimed that there are more Muslim people in the UK in 2011 than there were in 2001. Okay, so looking at the key, okay, it's this thing here. I think they're in the same order both times. So this colour here, I think, is that section there and that section there. Now, it's very difficult to actually use a scale to get any idea of the size of those, but it does seem that there's a bigger block here than there is there. So why can we not say there are more Muslim people in the UK in 2011 than there were in 2001? Well, the first reason, this was a bit like our bar chart question about the blue cars a few pages back. We don't know the total number of people involved in each chart. Now, common sense, you may know from general knowledge that the population of the UK hasn't actually gone down dramatically between these two times. Okay, but it's worth saying that they may be that although the proportion has increased, the total number of people may be different. So that's a perfectly valid reason why the information may not be correct. Okay, we're not saying it's definitely wrong. We're just saying that that could be something we'd need to check up on. But the other thing is, well, at least one other thing, we need to look very carefully at our labelling. So this is talking about 2001, 2011. It's talking about England and Wales. And then the claim is about Muslim people in the UK. All right. So the UK is more than just England and Wales. So therefore, because the diagram refers to England, Wales and Wales only, it doesn't support a claim about the whole of the UK. Now, it may well be, okay, in fact, I think it's probably fairly likely, okay, that the rest of the UK, smaller in numbers anyway, may follow the same pattern as England and Wales. And because England is the most densely populated part of the UK, it's very possibly true that the total number of Muslims has indeed increased. But we're statisticians. We are thinking, okay, we're looking behind the surface to think, what else would we need to check before we're certain we've got support for this claim? So that's what we're talking about. Now, here we were told to provide two reasons, so that's what we've done. If you think you can think of a really good third reason, then there's no harm in actually stating that as well. It could be that one of your reasons is not getting credit on the mark scheme. Normally, if you've got two valid reasons and one iffy one, then they'll try and give marks to the two valid ones. If the third one is really stupid, you could end up losing marks. But if you think you've got three valid reasons, there's no harm in saying all of them. So with that in mind, let's go back to the diagrams. Can we think of anything else? Okay, well, going back to the scale, okay, we've got other. Well, okay, other means not one of these, so that's all right. But then we've got not stated. That's this bottom section on each bar. Now, that's actually bigger than the total number of Muslims. So I've no idea what the breakdown is in the not stated group. And it could be that lots and lots of this not stated group are Muslims and not many of this are. So once again, don't have to find this likely, I just have to spot that it's possible. Okay, so there's a third reason here. So there we go. The not stated group, if enough of these were Muslim in 2001 and not so many in 2011, the number of Muslims may actually have gone down. Okay, now I don't personally think that any of these three reasons are particularly likely to change the result. In particular, I know very well that the population of the UK hasn't gone down that much between 2001 and 2011. I think the first reason is probably the weakest, and that possibly wouldn't get marks on the mark scheme because possibly they expect it to be general knowledge that the UK population hasn't gone down by that much. Okay, these are some of the kinds of things you need to think about, but that's quite enough on that one.